This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake it.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out your eyes.
You got to feel the presence in the room right now. We got a young living legend walking the streets today with us right now. One of the realest people to make a transition from street life to music life, but still keeping his ties with where he came from. He's here with us today to celebrate the new tour that he's on, to celebrate his new album that he has coming out. I'm talking about the one, the only young Jeezy.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Hey, man.
What it do?
I'm just happy to have you on this show, man.
Sway, what's good, man?
What's good, man?
It's always love, baby.
It's always love, man.
Each and every time.
Every time. One of the things I've always liked about you and I've sat down only. You know the thing about us, Heather? We haven't sat down a whole lot to talk in front of a camera.
Okay.
But whenever we see each other, I personally feel like we've known each other a whole lot.
No question.
Right? So
No
we
question.
always save it for those special times. This time it's all about the fun now.
No question.
All right? 'Cause, I've been watching this Under the Influence of Music tour.
Yeah.
And I've been watching it through. I like to check people's, timelines out. I'll go on the Instagrams. It looked like you having the time of your life on that stage, brother.
Yeah, man. That's my place. That's my sanctuary. Anytime I can be in front of some people that, appreciate what I do and what I stand for, is ain't nothing like it.
Ain't nothing like it.
Nah, man.
Wiz and Jeezy, most people would say initially, man, how did that happen? How did that come about? Why did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, Wiz hit me. It was crazy because I wanted to hit him. You know what I'm saying? And just talk. I just saw what he had. He had a cult following, as well as I had a cult following. It was just like, how could we put that together? And when I was going to hit him, he hit me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was it was like it was kind of between us. Like what you think? I'm like I think it'll work, man.
Yeah.
And we chopped it up a few times and had our people just put it together. But like I said, man, it's been a real experience. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing those new faces, and you got white kids that are 13, 14 years old, and love your music. You know what I'm saying? You got and it's just like every night you go out there and you do your thing, it only gets better and better.
Gets better
and
better.
The crowds just we just go back and forth, and it's actually like. Is a cool, like Wiz, he a good dude, so you don't really need a lot to be out there. So even with me, it's like I'm cool. You know what I mean? I don't need a lot of people. I'm just it's real laid back. It ain't 100 cats in the hallway. Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
No diva moments.
Nah.
Nah. Between you and Wiz, no diva moments.
Nah, everything's cool.
All right, man. There's a new audience for you then. Looking at this Taylor gang.
Yeah. No, it's crazy because it's like you can tell. Like when you go into venues, you can look and see what's really going on. Because like some nights it will be like a majority. Just younger white kids. Then you look in the crowd is mixed up. And you go, damn, okay. And it's like everybody having a good time for real. Yeah. I done been on a few tours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you look out there, man, everybody smiling, smoking, drinking, doing what they do. So you can't knock that.
You can't knock that at all, right? You seen it all.
Seen it all.
I've seen it all.
Especially now.
Okay, Young Jeezy is here. 888-742-3345. I want to ask you about this song.
Let's do it.
With Jay-Z on it.
Let's do it.
We're going to open up the phone lines. You want to talk to him? Yeah! Shade 4-5. Seen it all. Young Jeezy is here.
What's happening?
Let me ask you about this track.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, you on this track. I mean, it's not the first time y'all worked together, but this is such a epic song. Put it in proportion. How important was it for you to make this song with Jay, getting him on this track?
I mean, I just, when I first did the record, my man Cardo sent me the beat. I heard it, I went right in the booth, knocked out my verse in the first half of the hook. And I just sat there in the studio, listened to it for a while. I'm just like, who can I put on it? And I had already been, talking to Jay throughout the day on the text anyway. So I hit him, I was like, yo, man, I got this record. It's crazy. Send it to me. I sent it. Boom, he went in, he hit me back like, oh man, it's crazy. He went in and he knocked the verse out and he sent it back. And I just remember sitting there listening to it. And I was like, damn, it not only is it a good record, it's something for the culture to see when you got, like just two cats from two different walks of life.
Yeah.
And we just you know, just we embody hustling. You know what I mean? We like the ultimate hustlers.
Yeah.
When you look at just the book of hustling, because you know a lot of cats get caught up. You know, and ain't nothing wrong with that. That's part of the game. You know, that happens in life. Well, you got two cats that are really successful on different levels, and still, you know, what it is to talk about their roots and the people that, you know, helped them got there, whether it's from Emory or was it from me being the first person in Magic City with a 645 Beamer when I was, you know, in the streets. Like, it was no feeling like that because I thought that was success.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I thought that was it. You couldn't have told me that was the best night of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you listen to the record and you got these two cats telling you, like, we seen it all, it's like, we've been in the streets, we've been in this game, we see how people play games, you know, how the industry can be, how the streets can still be, but we maintain real with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We can look in the mirror in the morning and be like, you know what I'm saying, I'm taking care of me and mine, I'm doing something righteous.
Yeah.
So that's what the whole concept is about, like, just seeing, because you got to see some of this to believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
because, you know, especially coming from where we come from, because so many people get caught up by the time we're 12, 13, you don't even see half of your friends.
Yeah.
So to even make it to this part of life where he can, you know, be married and do some whole other thing, and I can be the head of A&R at Atlantic Records, and
that's crazy.
still be an artist at Def Jam, like, you know, but at the same time, I can go to the Bronx like last night and hang out and still get that love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People, it don't happen.
You know, you've seen it all. We're gonna keep that theme right there, because even in your lyrics, you talk about one of the lines you say you cross your fingers, you even pray.
Yeah.
You know, you don't hear people talking about praying.
Oh, well, let me clarify that.
Okay.
Let me clarify that, because I don't want to play with that.
Okay.
You know, back then, that's what it was about. You know, you send your money out of town, it's all your money. You got to support your family. Everybody, it's a risk. It's like gambling with dice.
Yeah.
So you gotta pray.
Yeah.
Because you thinking you're doing the right thing because you taking care of your people, but at the same time, it's still
the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You invested in.
Yeah. So it's like, you really gotta pray.
Yeah.
Because anything can happen. Somebody get stopped, they can turn on you. Anything can happen. Any number of things. And that's how you live your life every day. So you learn to count your blessings, like, man, because when you hear about other people get jammed up 10, 15, 20 years, that's a long time.
Yeah.
But then you gotta sit back and thank God, like, I'm just glad it wasn't me, because now I can at least help him and then make sure my family's still straight. So you gotta pray.
You gotta pray.
You gotta stay prayed up, man.
One of the things I liked about stay prayed up, man. I like hearing Jeezy say that. Stay prayed up. One of the things I always appreciated about you is, you know, some people write rhymes and they create these stories and they create these personas. And I come from a place where we see through that.
No question.
You know what I mean?
East Oakland, I already know.
You already know, man. It's like I got x-ray vision. Now, I don't always say nothing, but I commend the person when something they do I agree with, because in the streets, you know, right now, the gang could emulate the streets in many ways. This is old. But I always wanted to commend you for the way you handled your Rick Ross situation, and you guys, in the end, you know, buried the hatchet.
No question.
You know what I mean? Because I think that's the part of the process we don't see or celebrate enough. When it was beef and conflict, that's all over front page news.
Right.
When they made resolution, it lasted a day or two.
Maybe an hour. And I want to talk on the walking through that process. What was that like? I know T.I. said he helped broker that. I mean, I can't say that. Tip my brother, I love him. But, I mean, I don't think he had nothing to do with that.
Okay.
You know, I'm in a different place in my life, man. If it don't make sense, it just don't make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not to mention I'm a grown ass man. I don't want my son asking me about, you know, why I got a problem with an individual that I don't really got a problem with.
Yeah.
Just because the media and some instigators are keeping something going. Because if I see this, man, we got a problem.
Yeah.
Because if we do, let's get to it now. So I got to worry about you tomorrow.
Yeah.
But that was never the case. It was just like two grown individuals that getting money, that clearly are bosses, never sat down and had a real conversation.
Yeah.
It was just a bunch of nobodies in between talking, and then when that kind of just got out of the way, the media took it. And it's like, I don't feel like I should have to come out of what I'm doing to explain. I'm grown. I go to Miami all the time.
Yeah.
Dolo sometimes. I'm not there worried about, you know what I mean? I was never in a situation where I felt like it was that serious. But I knew once me and homie, you know, saw each other, was in the same room, was gonna get some type of clarification, and that's what happened.
Just like that.
Just like grown men. It's like, You know, what you going? We both getting money. What's the problem? I never woke up 1 minute like I don't rock with homie like that.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you when that minute was.
Yeah.
I didn't. The media told me, by the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The naysayers told me. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There was never no moment where we was somewhere and something didn't go right or we didn't agree to disagree, and it was just like, oh yeah, you know, it wasn't like that. It was just like music, people getting things misconstrued, and you know, I'm always stand on what I believe. Yeah, and I'm never going to back down from nothing. You know what I'm saying? That just ain't me. But at the same time, when things look ignorant and you're really leaders, you gotta ask yourself, do I want to lead or do I want to follow?
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to lead. I'm the big homie.
Young Jeezy, ladies and gentlemen. As an executive, because I always thought Freddie Gibbs is a great artist. You know, I thought that was a great move.
Absolutely.
What do you think happened with that? Walk us through that.
I mean, to be honest with you, man, it was like when these cats sign to you and they see your grind and, you know, just see the things you accumulated, they just think it's a shortcut. Yeah. And it really ain't, Sway. Like, blood, sweat, and tears, homies. I still go through things right now to this day from the things that I was attached to when I was doing me. And with Gibbs, you know, I just wanted to help. You know what I mean? My man brought him to the table. I was like, yo, I love what he doing to me help. So I put him on, you know, I put him on a record with Eminem. Yeah. Me and Eminem ain't talked since then because the record leaked. So I guess he felt like I, you know, just like did it on some like, you know, fuck it. But that wasn't the case. It leaked. I was trying to get it for Gibbs' album. It leaked. Put him on a song with T.I. Put him on my mixtapes. Took him on tour. Paid for videos he didn't want. I paid for videos that he never used because he didn't like them. But the moment that I knew that it was a problem is when I was sitting in my car. We sitting in the back of my car and he was like, yo, man, you straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at him like, bro, I work every day. Yeah. What you talking? I'm spending my money on you. Because I want to see you win. Nobody spent their money on me. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I knew it was a problem because now you're a grown-ass man. I don't need no more bills, homeboy. Yeah. I got plenty of people to take care. I want to help you all I can. I'm going to take you in every label I can get it. But nobody wanted to sign him at the time. So I'm like, yo, Gibbs, you got to grind, dog. But just know I got your back in any way you need me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at my books, I'm $300,000-$400,000 in the hole for you. Yeah. I'm like, that ain't label money, man. Yeah. This is my money. I'm putting up to make sure my son is straight. You know what I'm saying? My mother is cool. Like, so I don't think he understood that. Yeah. And it's like, you ain't in the rap game no more. I mean, you in the music business, man. This is a business. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, I love you, I'll do anything for you, but I can't pay for it no more. Yeah. But my resources, you got that. If you need me for anything, I'm there, bro.
Okay, that's fair. And Heather, you nodding to that. Like
because he said he's a grown man. Yeah. That's what grown men
you know,
do.
when you 30 plus, like I can't call Hov and be like, yo, you straight. y'all out there, y'all doing y'all thing. I'm like, nigga. Hello, my line.
Gibbs a great artist though, and you like you said, he's a great artist.
And I still look, man. I still got love for him because I know how this game go. Yeah. Because you believe you me, all the things that I heard him say, anytime I saw him out in public, that ain't the attitude he had with me. Yeah. It was always we need to chop it up, we need to talk. I'm cool with that. Yeah. Let's do it. But then you go and get on the radio and you do all, it's crazy to me, dog. Like, I had you staying where I stay. I flew you around the world. Like, I took you on my tour. It's like, that's confusing. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, nigga, what you want me to do?
You know, this is what I like about Jeezy. I'll tell you, Heather, I'm glad. I hope he comes. And now he made it. Because I was thinking about you a couple of weeks ago, and I was telling this story on air that my daughter and I had a moment where I had to show another side. You know, as a parent to my daughter, to my daughter, and it hurt me to do it. But at the end of the day, we hugged, kissed, and it was more love than there's ever been. And I remember the story coming out about you. I don't know the facts behind it. You and your son.
No question.
And they said, well, he hit the son. The son said he hit him. I said, man, he could hit his son. I don't have a problem with
my son. You probably would have hit him too.
What was that all about, man?
I mean, listen, man. You know, I pride myself on being a great parent, a great father, a great provider, and you know, anybody know me or anything about my character know that ain't even my character when it comes to I never chastised my son once. And he'll be 18 on the 29th.
Yeah.
Never chastised him once. I ain't never put out no belt. I ain't never, I don't do that because we always had a good relationship.
Yeah.
But the problem was I moved him from his mother because I felt like he was getting too old and he wasn't minding her to come stay with me. Now, mind you, my life is different than your mother's life. So, I had rules, I had restrictions, I had chores, I had and, it was cool in the beginning, but then I just saw him start to change. So that one moment happened that no father wants to see.
Yeah.
Is when your son look at you and talk to you like you're not his father.
Yeah.
So we just had that. You know what I mean? We had that moment where he didn't look at me like I was his father. I do everything you ever asked me to do. I always want the best for you. I'm not your mother. You can't run over me.
Yeah.
I'm grown. I have my own life. You're almost 18 years old, and I went and got you to come live with me because I wanted you to have a better chance and better opportunities, go to better schools, be around better people because he's a young, passionate dude. And as crazy as it sounds, Sway, as far as what the rest of the world think, that's my son, that's my seed, I love him to death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that, whatever they thought and however far they took it, went that far because in actuality, that ain't what happened. But it scared him enough now.
Yeah.
He's the best kid in the world.
Yeah.
He called, he check in, he on point. He got his clothing line thing working, I'm helping him with. Fly Young Society.
Yeah.
International Fly Airlines is what's called.
Yeah.
And
International
Fly Airlines.
Okay, he just got a plug because
yeah.
You see that?
But the relationship that I have with my son now, it's the relationship that I always wanted with my child. And it was just different because, we really come from the hood. We really come from the projects. And when he ain't with me, that's where he's at. So he got kind of caught up in that, and I was like, yo, man, that ain't life. Why don't you come over here with me? You're 18, you know what I mean? Come stay with me for a while till you can get yourself set up. Where do you want to go to school at? I used to ask him those questions. He'd be like, I don't. Not now. He knows where he want to go to school at.
Yeah.
He know what he want to do. You know what I mean? That's my son. That's what I want to see.
See that? Those are stories we don't hear, man. Young Jeezy hanging out. If you haven't checked him on the Under Influence music tour, make sure you do that. And the new album, Seen It All, the autobiography, is set to release September 2nd still? Or?
Yes, sir. September 2nd.
Okay. I want to play Me Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. And then we're going to come back and take a few calls. Yeah. Sway in the Morning Shade 4-5. My is horrible, man. I got to work on it.
I was going to say, work on that part. Practice.
Got to come down there to Atlanta a little bit more, bro.
Yeah, I haven't been out there in a while, Jeezy. I got to get out there, man.
Yeah.
I got to get to Magic City. They still Magic City still there? Or?
Yeah, it's there. Well, think about it. Atlanta lead before Magic City, though.
Damn. Tara's on the line from Ohio. Good morning, Tara. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Good morning, everybody.
Hey,
morning.
What's up with the Jeezy? Say what's up to Jeezy.
Good morning, Jeezy. You don't understand how happy I am right now to talk to you. This is like a belated birthday present in the making.
Oh, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. I am such a fan of yours. Now, I don't know. I caught the show kind of late this morning, so I don't know if you talked about this. Are you independent at this point right now?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, because I was hearing that.
Nah. It's still a Def Jam, baby. Okay. We still got business to take care of, you understand?
It sounds like a sex conversation all of a sudden, man. The vocal tones, Tara. What are you really calling for? Tell the truth, Tara. What are you really calling for?
No, I'm at work, so my voice got to be like this right now.
Okay, great. Okay, all right. We're going to let you go. Bolshay in Illinois, what up?
The Obama Snowman, what's good, Jeezy? I can't believe I'm actually talking to you, bro.
What's happening, homie?
Man, I just want to say thank you. And me, I'm okay, even though I'm out here grinding every day. And thank you for having that song came out at the same time as that shitty fucking Drake song.
Man, hey, what are you talking about, man? Come on, man.
Did he call Jeezy the Abominable Snowman?
Yeah, I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, I don't know. He was
YG.
Yeah.
Recorded My Crazy Life.
Yeah.
The same studio you recorded 101.
101, yeah.
Do you see similarities between the two of you?
Of course. You know what I'm saying? That was my whole thing with YG. You know, I just saw what he was doing and just little fact that he was a hustler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was a thinker. It just needed that extra edge and that extra insight to the game to know how to move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was my idea to bring him from LA to Atlanta because I felt like I could get him focused.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, just come to Atlanta and give me 2 months. I got you. We're going to have an album. And that's exactly what we did.
That's great. And you got a crazy album out of him.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What are you looking for as an A&R guy?
I mean, I'm just looking for somebody, you know, who believe in, you know, themselves and pretty much have, you know, a movement. Because I had to learn, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, just being in positions of power and being just so close to it, you know, your first mind is to put, you know, just your homeboys on. That's the first stage you go through. Then you go through the stage where you just look at people and you like, man, you got it. Let me see what I can do. And they might not even be about their business or they grind like that. So you got to kind of catch people in, you know, in the middle of it where they actually going through the motions and they loving what they doing and they working hard and harder every day and they taking their money and putting it back into their projects and they independent. You know what I'm saying? They buzzing just like the, you know, the 2 Chainz and the Futures and the Rich Homie Quans and those kind of cats. It's like, you know, that's what I respect. You know what I'm saying? Like to see cats moving like that, got their records moving, they, you know, they grinding. Yeah. And they just looking for that, you know, outlet because it's supposed to be alley hoop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not a push.
A job.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, and just no disrespect, but it's just like I just feel like sometimes when people sign to, you know, an artist or get in a situation, they kind of fall back from everything they're doing because you got to only imagine how financially straining they got to be to try to get your own career because I went through that myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like once you sign, you're like, okay, I ain't got to do that no more. When it's the exact opposite. You got to go even harder because now you got a stage to stand on. So it got to look even better than it did when you was
when you was on your own.
You know what I'm saying?
This is a lot of information that I think a lot of people will really value coming from you because you went through the A to Z. I'm working with this artist named Glam out of Oakland. Okay. And so I'm really getting advice from you right now.
No question, no question.
I'm getting advice from young Jeezy.
For sure.
All right. Look out for it too, Jeezy.
All right.
Glam.
Hey, Sway, I like that you brought up 101 because I think next year, 2015, is going to be the 10-year anniversary of that album, which is crazy. And it makes me think like, geez, you've been so flexible and able to maintain your relevancy over 10 years when you have so many people who can't even do it for half a year. You know, like Trinidad James just got, unfortunately, dropped from Def Jam. And it had me thinking, how strategic were you with over the 10 years, thinking about all the different changes in the business? Like, how did you adapt?
You gotta, you know, my whole thing is just staying true to yourself, you know what I'm saying, and not, you know, just selling your soul just to, you know, just to be in the light. You know what I mean? And just, you know, watching the whole board. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if you always 100 with yourself in your music and your art and the way you do things, and I think that's a lot of the slack I get because everybody always like, you know, Jeezy, he gonna do what he want to do. No, it's what I know how to do. I know how to survive. I'm a hustler. I came from that, so I can't let, you know, your tactics, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, like I can't let you get in my head of how you think when I know that these people I represent. Yeah. Because you looking for a dollar amount and I'm looking for the love. You know what I mean? I want the appreciation. So I don't. It ain't like I'm waiting for the check to come in the mail. I know how to get money. I'm gonna do that. Right. But it's more so I want the love. So I just refuse to put anything out that I can't stand on 10 toes for the next 10 years.
Real quick, speaking of selling your soul and money, your name is popping up across MTV as we speak about you clearing up your album cover in Illuminati.
Yeah.
What the hell happened? What happened? Could you clear that up with us?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, like I said, I'm a hard-working God-fearing man. I have no idea what the Illuminati is. I mean, you know, you hear conspiracy theory, whatever, but, you know, my artwork was what I felt like I was being in a creative space because that's what I saw. You know what I mean? When I sat down with my art guy, I was like, yo, I want it to be like this. I want these little things. And actually, it's 3 different covers for the album. So that was just one of the covers. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like you hear things like that, But when you're a real one, it's just like, I'm not entertaining that. Like, come on, man. I was in Sunday school every Sunday, man. If I wasn't, my grandma was on my head.
So there wasn't no like big meeting with guys in red hoods.
Right, we was
make your art cover look like
and if it was, I wouldn't have been there. That just ain't my swag. Man.
Okay, no baby sacrifices or nothing when y'all came.
Hey, man, Sway, and when I learned about my people and my culture, we are so afraid of things that we don't understand.
Yeah.
If you feel like that, read up on it and tell me, school me.
Yeah.
Because I'm oblivious. I don't have no idea what you're talking about. I never been around, I never even been in a circle where I felt like something was crazy going on. Yeah. You know how I rock, man. I'm gonna kick it with. I know. I'm gonna kick it with grown people that's talking about some grown situations. And, you know what I mean? And forward thinking. You know what I'm saying? And future planning. So it's just like when you hear that, it's just like you just know what the state of the world is. The artwork can make somebody even assume.
That's what you're about. Yeah. But I'm glad you're clearing up, man. 3 album covers. Why 3?
I just want to do something different because I got like the extended, the standard, and I just want to do something different, man. Because I feel like I'm more than just standing in front of a car with some chains and some champagne. Like I'm grown. I just ain't where I'm at in my life. You know what I'm saying? I want to be. I just want my I want my art to be looked at as art. You know what I'm saying? For the culture and for the people, not just an album because it's that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yo, man, I'm glad give this man a round of applause, man.
I like Jeezy.
And I always like to walk away with a lot of gems from this one.
Okay.
But when you said people are selling their soul just to get some light.
Yeah.
I think that's what's plaguing this entire game, especially in rap music, the rap game of music, the rap business of music. So, man, I ain't even going to have you elaborate on that. Selling your soul just to get some light. You ain't doing it for that. You're doing it for the love. Young Jeezy, man. I like that, man. Y'all pay attention to that.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.